So here we have Trisha. Say hello.
Hi.
Hey Trisha, introduce
Hello
yourself.
there. Hi, my name is Trisha Banerjee, and I'm here today with Vayu to get my portfolio done, which was long awaited. And finally, today we just finished our shoot after how many hours?
Almost
Almost
16 and a
16
half
hours.
hours.
And I don't know, countless different looks. And yeah, I was starting my acting career with the best portfolio one could ever get, I think. So I came with a totally blank slate with an open mind. I decided I had certain makeup looks in mind, but other than that, in the photo shoot, I just decided I'm going to have a blast, have a good time. And once I started, it just kind of started rolling. Initial bits were a little difficult and they guided me quite a lot. And then I think it took some time to get momentum, but then once we got the flow, we just went ahead with it. And as you can see, this was the final get up. So this was like the, grand end to a grand show. In between, I also had my Kans moment when I was in this beautiful green gown, which you guys will get to see hopefully once Bayu shares the pictures.
So first of all, Trisha, how did you land up in Vaidhwani Productions?
So yeah, through a common friend of mine, Vivek, he's also a painter, and as we believe in energy, right people meet at the right time for the right project. So that's how he introduced me to you guys. And then yeah, we had a chat couple of days back. We exchanged ideas, and then today was the photo shoot. And yes, I also saw the gallery event that you guys had in Jahangir Art Gallery, and also when I went through the Instagram page, it kind of, there were certain images which really appealed to me, which I had gone through countless number of social media accounts before this, looking at photos of like works of different photographers, some renowned names, some not so renowned, but I just wasn't sure. Like I literally took 6 months, 6 7 months to finalize on a photographer, because for me this is my first portfolio ever, so I'm like starting my career with this is like my CV in photos. So I just want to get
So
it
what
done.
stood out for you?
It's just that these photos had life in them. They were talking. I felt like I connected at some emotional level. Like, be it was everything, not just the eyes. The eyes were definitely a big part of it, but starting from the eyes to the body language to the entire look and feel of it, it was like the entire everything was speaking. I felt like as if it literally, they say pictures, the one picture is worth 1,000 words. So that's what I felt when I looked at each picture. So I was like, yes, I've got the correct
So
photographer
since
now.
you've heard about how people get their portfolios done
Hmm.
and the typical traditional
Yes, yes,
format of going through a portfolio shoot procedure,
yeah.
did you find anything different here, or what was the idea that you had before you walked in?
Anything, there was so many things different. So before this, like, I had heard like, yeah, portfolio shoots won't take more than 3 4 hours, and it's just basically changing looks and changing your get up. But it's not that, and today was a proof of it. Like, it's basically each look, each get up tells a story, and how you convey the story is not just on changing clothes. It's everything. In even the makeup that we did, like, it was amazing. Like, Brahmini did such a amazing job. Like, and the gradual blend of the makeup. Like, just for an example, we started off from a sports look where the makeup was basic, like almost the natural look, no makeup look. Then we moved on to a corporate look, which was a little more nude, but at the same time, nothing uh, too gaudy. So then graduating into a semi glam, which was just like a really cool suede jacket, velvet jacket. Then the evening, like the ball gown evening look. So the makeup was also done in such a way I didn't feel like as if I have to change my look entirely. It happened gradually. It was almost like how a painter paints in a palette. Like, you start with a blank canvas, then You start with the strokes or the pencil shades, then the brush strokes, and then in the end everything comes together. So I felt like basically I was the canvas today, and the
So
painters
the
did the
one
job.
thing that you think you're gonna take as an experience working with Mr. Bhatranam Nataraj sir, who is our senior photographer here. So what is your take on having experienced a portfolio shoot with someone like him?
So first is number one, if you want your job well done, patience. That's key. It's going to, the end result is going to speak for itself. Second, come with an open mind. Don't have preconceived notions of what a portfolio shoot might look like. Or if you even if you've looked at reference pictures, everyone does that. There's nothing wrong in it. But don't come with the mind that okay, that's the picture and that's exactly how I'm supposed to look. Because no two people can look the same. In fact, I gave my best today because I was just being me and Sir was guiding me. I just followed his advice and he basically guided me through. So don't just come with the open mind, have a good time, and then automatically things will flow.
So the one thing that you would want to tell people who pursue trying to getting a portfolio done for themselves for the first time, or who are trying to understand what should be there on their portfolio, if at all they are trying to pursue to becoming a model or an actor or any kind of an artist, what would you tell them if they need to get a portfolio done, and why should they choose us?
So, see, first of all, it depends on how you what you want your portfolio to say. So, for me, before I had the portfolio shoot, I met up with the entire team. I met, so we had a entire conversation on what exactly I want my portfolio to speak. If someone looks at my portfolio, so in the beginning, I was confused myself. I thought, okay, I want only one particular, like a character kind of face. So, and I was saying that without even knowing how a portfolio like that looks like. But I just had a notion like, okay, I want my portfolio to be very character rich. Like as if if someone just sees it, they can imagine a role in their head. But then once I started speaking to Sir, I realized that's not how it works. And then while talking to him and while talking about my experiences, about my career path ahead, where I see myself, then that's when I realized that I actually want a proper fashion portfolio where I don't not only get you know stuck to one particular character role as such, but I can show different palette shades. It's not just that one color that I get stuck with. So that's how, after discussion, then we finalize on different looks. Then be it corporate, sports, or glam, or Indian. And even in Indian, there were two different variations. So I would just say that before you, first of all, when you're getting a portfolio, be it your first time or if you're doing it for multiple times, just know what you want out of that. So for me, this was like I said, it's like my CV that I'm going to take to the industry right now. So I had to show that I'm a multifaceted actor. No matter what role you put me in, I'm going to do a good job. So that's something they will definitely get. If someone has to look at still pictures, they will get out of that. So yeah, I mean, come with an open mind, and that's all that I.
One thing that we will remember for you, and you would want to give us in your word to White Honey Productions before you go.
You want it in one word?
Probably one sentence, because since you speak a lot.
I would definitely say that I think no one could have. This is like a stepping stone for me into the the career that I am pursuing right now. And you guys are like the good luck charm for me. That's what I told Sir the other day also. So yeah, I'm going to remember you guys that way. Yeah, my guide and good luck. People who genuinely want you to do well. That's yes, that's something I want to mention. That after having worked with them, like today and the other day, they are somebody who will give you genuine feedback, and if you lack something, they'll point it out. And what's even more important, they'll tell you what mistakes not to make. So then you know, you start figuring out where you lack, because it's more important to know what you lack than to know what you're good at. So that's something which it's a big takeaway for me.
Great, and we wish you all the very best for the
Thank you
same,
so
and
much.
thank you so much for being
Thank
here and
you.
choosing us.